Vulcan Blitz is kind of an augment mod obtainable from the Kelditham Court. Depends on how this runs once the operation, the event, whatever, actually comes to an end. Apparently she's going to stay, but that's going to be questionable. We will find out soon enough though, because the operation will eventually end. But Vulcan Blitz, its killing enemies causes them to explode, dealing plus 300 and 60% of enemies max health, which it makes it kind of like the acid rounds mod, which does 450 but only does 45% of enemies max health. But at least acid rounds has got a much bigger radius. I think it's 12 or 15 it goes up to. This only goes up to 6, and I will be doing acid rounds soon enough. Now I kind of just threw it in here and threw some other mods on. To be honest, the way the mod works, it doesn't matter on what build you've got in there, because the 300 on there is apparently fixed. It doesn't scale. When it says 300, it means 300. The 60% enemy max health, that is what will differ depending on the health of the enemy. So you basically want a build that will take them out, and it's going to be quite a pain. Why do I still have Fever Strike in this? I forgot actually just how fun this weapon was. Especially with that reach on there. It's just completely annihilating everything. But actually the visual effect of the explosion isn't that great. But you see the person behind me actually died there. Boom. The range is not that great on that mod. It's not affected by other mods, so it's literally very, very limiting considering it's a melee weapon. It's not that surprising, but kind of wish it had a much larger blast radius. That does seem to be the major downside I can actually come across for this, is that 6 meter range. It's not that often anything else actually gets damaged when you take them out, because unless you can get them into a big group, you just can't really do any damage to them. I mean, again, one person. Multiple times, it's one person. But it does take out the flying thing. But that could mainly come down to the fact I've got primed reach on here. One of the other biggest problems I've found is... oh, didn't actually do it this... oh no, that's because that's not a breakable window. I did this earlier next to a window, and when they explode, it actually set the alarms off because the window broke, which is going to be a huge pain in the butt for this thing. I do think I finally found a decent use for it, and it's any kind of defense mission, because all the enemies will come to one spot. I'm just gonna sit here and... all gone. That could be a combination of the fact I've got reach on here, so the base damage of this thing is really effective, or it could be because the explosion extends that even further. Remembering, I'm talking about the base reach of the weapon, not the explosion. The explosion is fixed to that 6 meter radius, which, well, is that far. That is the distance of 6 meters from that waypoint I put there to here. Yeah, primed reach takes the damage of the weapon further than that. But of course, if you kill somebody there, then theoretically the explosion can go about that far, because it will go 6 meters further than that. So 12 at a push is the furthest you could probably get this thing to go, just simply because if you exploded at 6, with a 6 meter radius, it'll go to 12. But that would be 12 meters away from you. It wouldn't go all the way around you for 12 meters. Get smashed. So it's a weird mod. I was actually expecting this to be a lot better than it was. It's kind of a letdown because its range just straight up sucks. 6 meters is nothing. As I said, primed reach goes further than that. So what's the point in having such a small explosion?